Hello, this is Miss Camille, and I'm in DC for the next 2 weeks, and I'm sitting out here on the rooftop at my son's apartment, doggy sitting Jeezy. Yeah, so I brought the beautiful Arizona weather with me to Washington, DC. And if you look over here, you can see the Capitol. Let me see if you can see the Capitol. Where's the Capitol? Oh, that's the tip of it right there. Let me move over a little bit. Maybe you can see more of the Washington Capitol right there. Can't really see it, but that's the Washington Capitol right there. So today I'm going to talk about after being divorced, and when it was married. Well, out here on the East Coast, you always hear people say, "Oh, I could do bad all by myself. I don't need no man." Men is this and men is that, and I can't wait to get away from them. So the other day I was watching this YouTube, and the lady, she got on there. She said, "Oh, I'm struggling. I'm separated from my husband, and I'm struggling, and it's hard. And I'm getting a townhouse, and trying to get this and that." And mind you leave your house, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Not easy. Jeezy, what is that? I don't know if he got a fur ball. Put that. Jeezy done got a fur ball or something. And look at him. He's chewing it. Who knows what it look like? It's the piece of the fabric from the chair. That's what it looks like. So it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. He's just chewing it. But anyway, so the lady was talking about the struggle. And yeah, it is a struggle. Now, I'm not trying to tell anybody to stay with their husband or whatever, but leaving is not easy. I mean, it's almost like just as much as you fight to leave, what if you put that energy in fighting to stay? And if it's something you need to do to get yourself straight, at least your husband helps you with. Some cases, women leaving, the husband pays all the bills. He paid all the bills. You got a car, you got a house, you got everything you need, only to leave to go get an apartment and start all over again in our 50s. It's rough. It's not easy. So just for the women, so I guess this would be my experience talking to the young women, where you have a husband, he takes care of you, but something inside you is just not happy. Or you make good money and you taking care of him and the household, but you still just not happy. So the point of it is that just because you leave your husband, it don't mean you're going to up and then run in the arms of someone new and they're going to be this magic person that you've been longing for all your life. Johnny Taylor says cheaper to keep her. Sometimes it's cheaper to keep him, because it's rough. Well, anyway, like I said, I seen his YouTube the other day, and the lady, she was on there talking about how she moved into a place. She didn't have the furniture in the place, but she was separated from her husband. She was just trying to figure out how she was going to do it, because she used to her husband doing everything. But he was just getting on her nerves so bad she had to get away. So my thing is, my 54-year-old self would be like, if you really need to get away, just get away. Get away for the weekend. But don't leave your house. Don't leave your car. If he's going to do crazy, even if he go out and do crazy, let him do crazy. But learn to take care of yourself and do things you like to do. Don't lose yourself in your marriage. Don't lose yourself in your marriage. Don't lose yourself in your career. Be balanced all the way around. And yeah, you could do bad all by yourself, but who wants to do bad? Who wants to do bad? I was talking to a relative today, and she's in her 60s, and she divorced her husband when she was in her 30s. She never married again. She's been in a couple of relationships, and she had a real good relationship. And the guy she was living with, I think she lived with him for like, this was in her 50s, because she's probably been separated from him for like 5 years. So if she's 60, so she must have left him when she was 55. And she started being with him, I think, when she was like 45. So she was like with him for 10 years. He paid the bills. I don't even think she worked. And she called me today, upset because she in a situation where she don't know where she gonna go. She got all her stuff. She got this and she got that. She got this. And that was one of the situations where she left him because he said something to her and she packed up and left. And in the situation now, have to start all over again. So my point is, it's not easy starting all over again. Finding your own place. Got to take care of bills. Some people got to work 2 and 3 jobs. Some women have to work trying to take care of stuff. Now, mind you, you giving up the coochie, and then you meet these guys, they'll bang your back out, but they not trying to help you with no bills. Some of them, don't want to help you. Some of them will. But if you're a person with low self-esteem, you're not comfortable with asking for all of that. So you find yourself in a situation where you mentally aren't prepared to be in a relationship. So the work you do in your marriage is the work you're going to do as a single. So if you was in a marriage and mentally you wasn't, you're so unhappy, it's no help, you don't know what to do, you just in a mess, you got to get away from this man. But my point is, you're really getting away from yourself. Because when you learn how to love yourself and when you get your head on straight, you can be in a relationship with anybody. But first you have to learn to be in a relationship with yourself. And a lot of us, like me, I got married the first time when I was 19. So sometimes you come into these relationships with so much trauma from your household you left, then you get with a man and he do things that irritate you, poor man. And you just, it's so easy just to leave. I'm telling you, it's so easy just to leave. It's so easy to leave. But like I said, this weekend, 2 women in their 60s trying to start all over again. And I'm 54, and I'm done started all over again. Thank God now I'm at a place where I'm at a good place. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. So anybody that thinks, I'm going to just leave my husband and get my own place and start all over again and have peace of mind. You should be able to learn how to have peace of mind whatever situation you're in. Every situation you're in, you should learn how to have peace of mind. So if you're in a marriage, learn to have peace of mind in that marriage. Not you going to leave the marriage and find peace of mind. Because if you couldn't find it in the marriage, it's going to take you just as long to find it on the outside. Because whoever you meet next, you're going to still have them same issues, whatever they are. I don't know. It might be what they say. Some people got mommy issues, daddy issues, family issues. And then you meet someone new, you bring all that baggage with you, whatever it is. It's like my one cousin, she's 60 and she's still talking about what her parents did to her when she was 3. So when you meet people, some of us, we don't get over that trauma, and then you don't really get over that trauma, even though you get in new relationships, you still have that baggage, some issues. And it's funny because meeting different, at my age, you meet a lot of men. They think you're attractive and you're nice, But as soon as they start talking about their mommy issues and their daddy issues, and my dad, like I was talking to a guy the other day, he was nice looking. He had inboxed me or something, talking, but then he started going on about his dad, and his dad didn't send him to college. Your dad didn't send him to college. He could have did this. He could have did. You can't blame your parents for what you did or didn't do. Oh, if my dad would have did this, I would have turned out like that. If my mom would have did this, I would. Well, you're 60 years old. Your mom is dead. Your dad is dead. You can't blame them. Now, today, you ask God, what is your purpose? What should I do? How should I move now? What should I do? How do I move on? So a lot of times when we get in relationships, it's not that the person is bad. It's we have a lot of issues. I know I did. And then my ex-husband acting crazy, it didn't help none. Because now I'm 54, I'm now finding myself at peace with myself. No husband. And it's so funny because when people leave their husbands, they still be talking about how they gonna find a man. So you don't lose that desire. You don't lose that desire, but you walk away from your husband. And you be in turmoil. Some people be in turmoil. And you can't go into a new relationship. Now, you'll find someone that has sex with you. They'll have sex with you, bang your back out. Woo! Child, bang your back out. But they can't be with you during the day. They'll call you all night long, text you, sex you. But for us being with you, going places, and they get to see how crazy you act. So, Johnny Taylor says, cheaper to keep her. And in this case, sometimes it's cheaper to keep him. Because just because you leave your husband, start all over, it's not always easy. And like I said, I seen a YouTube video the other day, the lady, she's not even divorced, she's separated. So she really on the fence, trying to figure out should she leave her husband and start all over again. Husband take care of everything. I mean, she's having one of the moments where she just want to leave it all behind. Start all over, and you're 60. Kids is all grown, don't know what to do with yourself. Go to the spa. Go travel. Get some of your best girlfriends to go travel. And then be sitting around talking about men. Girl, enjoy your husband. And it's so funny because it's just for a season. These husbands, all these older women I know that's been married 50 and 60 years, their husbands died, and all they talk about is their husbands. Oh, he did this for me, he did that for me. Because it's not that easy to meet somebody and you connect with them and they love you and you love them. Just that your husband married you is enough. He married you enough to love you, to marry you, to have him, to hold you. So learn as a young woman. And I'm not telling nobody nothing. I don't tell my daughters. If they come to me talking about my son-in-laws, I be like, don't be talking about my son-in-laws. He take very good care of you. Both my daughters are stay-home moms. Some of the crazy stuff my son-in-laws do. They do crazy stuff. But I be praying for them, and I be talking to my daughters, and I tell them, get your stuff together. Stop worrying about so much what he's supposed to do. Find out what you like to do. Don't lose yourself in your marriage. Find out what you like to do. So what I'm talking about now, I'm talking about no more than I tell my daughters. I tell them, what do you like? You got a husband, you don't work. Girl, they don't work. One of them got a degree, one of them working on a degree. Don't work. And the husbands done said, stay home and take care of the babies. I'll work. So if they come to me even talking crazy about my son-in-laws, I be like, stop right there. You don't want for nothing. So I'm not telling nobody nothing that I don't tell my daughters. If you can, enjoy your husband. Don't sit around complaining about him. And one of the older ladies I talked to, she said that when her and her husband had problems, or her husband, she said she found a person to get counseling from that didn't know her husband, didn't know her, and didn't know her family. And she said that's how she made it through her marriage. She said she didn't tell none of her church people her business. And she didn't tell none of her family her business. So when her and her husband had a problem or disagreement, she said she got counseling, and she didn't go to nobody that knew neither one of them. So that's another thing. When you have problems with your spouse, you go running off to your family, telling all your business. And that ain't for them to know. You got to cleave together. Just as much as you want to leave, you got to cleave. It's so funny though. So the lady on the YouTube, I wrote on her page, we fight so hard to leave, to find ourselves. Not only that, you leave to find someone. You finding that special person. One person you with, they're not special enough. So you leaving because you're going to find someone special. Right? But you don't know at the end of that day that the person that that special someone you're looking for is you. You. And it's something you have to learn about you, whether you're married or single. At least if you finding out about you while you're married, your husband's taking care of the bills, or at least helping some. But this turmoil, trying to fight to get away from a man because you're going to find one that's going to take care of you, that's not necessarily true. The person you're looking for to take care of you is you. I'm 54. I look good. I feel good. I talk good. I travel. I'm here in Washington, D.C. from Phoenix, Arizona. I brought the good weather with me from Phoenix, honey. I brought this good weather with me. And I feel so good mentally because I'm at a good place in my mind. I'm at peace in my mind, in my heart, my soul. And I pray to God to show me what to do. Because I don't want to be 60 years old trying to figure out where I'm going to live and what I'm going to do and all that. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I noticed any young women coming along, I would tell them, leaving your husband and fighting to get away from him and causing all kinds of turmoil. It don't end there. Getting rid of your husband is just the easy part. It's easy to get rid of him, but it's hard to replace him. Just like the other day, I was watching that one. What's that one? What's his name? He was on Atlanta hip hop, but he married some girl, and what was his name? He used to go out with Nicki Minaj. But anyway, he was on there. His wife named Erica, and she's plumb fool. They done got a divorce. They got 2 little kids. And every time he meets somebody, he says she's crawling over his fence, acting a plumb fool. Because she knows it ain't that easy to find another husband. Not only that, it's not that easy to find another kid's dad. And another thing, when you had them little kids like that, yeah, you meet somebody that's going to meet your needs, but half of them, they don't want to be bothered with your kids. And the kids don't want to be bothered with them because they want their dad back. And so funny, as an adult, now my oldest is 35. My second oldest is 32. Kevin is 28. He turned 28 Thursday. And Nene is 27. When them kids get old, all you did to fight to get away from their dad, they don't know nothing about it. All they know is they want mommy and daddy together. They don't know all that turmoil you going through and you trying to get away from your ex. Them kids don't know nothing about that. And when they're little, they really don't know. And then when they're adults, just as much they come see you, they go to see their dad. My kids, you can't tell them nothing about their dad. Even though when I left, he was crazy as a bed bug. But I didn't never talk bad about him because whatever he had going on, I had to let them see for themselves. Well, they think I'm just as crazy as he is. They think I'm just as crazy. So whatever crazy he had, I got a little crazy on my end too. But we still love on each other. So my point is with the young women, if you're a young woman and you're thinking about leaving your husband or leaving your kid's father and you just got to get away and start all over again, sis, it's not that easy. Ask Tia Mowry. What is her name? Tia Mowry. She's still dancing all around. She ain't went on no date. She talking about, and her husband, he holding on. He holding on it. I don't know if it's been a year yet, but see, you gotta be careful because you leave and you do all that crazy stuff. It's some single woman with no kids waiting for a husband, waiting in line. So you can act crazy for that year. He'll give you probably a year to get just, and then when he realize you ain't coming back, and you talking about something hurt. That hurt when they meet somebody new and you think you going through all this. How crazy they are. That Kim Kardashian. Oh, Kanye, girl, do you see that Kanye? That woman jumped on Kanye, ain't left his side. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, wife, bless her heart, sweet as she could be, but that new one he got with her, that woman don't leave that man's side. That's all you got to do is be there with him and look pretty. Why we can't do that? Why we got to always be in turmoil? All kind of issues going on. And if you need a couple of days away, you need to go on treat yourself every year to a week vacation and ask somebody to watch the kids and have your husband watch the kids while you go to have once a year, have a spa treatment, get away with no kid. Do it. Do it once a year. And if your husband can afford, let him pay for it, for you to get away and take 2 weeks. If you need 2 weeks alone before you pack up and leave your whole family, because it's just not as easy as you think. That's all I got to say. It's not. It's just as easy as it is to leave. What if you just cleave before you leave? It's not easy, and especially if you got 4 or 5 kids packing up, living in places and getting put out, and it's rough. I'll talk about it one day, a little bit at a time, because this is therapy for me. But any young woman thinking about leaving, just think about it. Because like I said, I've talked to my cousin today. She's been divorced probably 30 years. She's still trying to figure out what she gonna do with this and that. So at the end of the day, the problem wasn't the marriage. The problem what was ever going on in her. Or what's going on. I think she had mommy issues. She got mommy issues. Same thing with my husband. He had mommy issues. So sometimes you marry these people and they got all these mommy and daddy issues that really don't have nothing to do with you. So they're not bad people. They just need to get the mommy, they need therapy or counseling or something just to take care of that mommy or daddy issue, or something happened when he was a little kid. Like I heard Chuck Brown telling the story one day. He pushed the little boy on the wagon. Little boy, now he's 70 years old. He's talking about how he pushed the little boy on the wagon, and then when it was his turn to push, for the little boy to push him, the little boy said, "Nigga, I'm not pushing you." He's 70 years old. He still remember that. That's trauma. My granddaddy was 70. He was talking about how he used to pluck blueberries in the field and he made 10 cents a week, and he gave his dad the whole 10 cents. And why his dad didn't give him 2 cents. You ever be talking to people and they be talking about stories that happened 50 and 60 years ago. So a lot of time when you marry these people, even though they look good on the outside, they got all kind of stories and things that happened when they was little It don't have nothing to do with you. Same thing when I married my husband. I had different issues, family issues that didn't have nothing to do with him. But when me and him would have problems, and after I started having kids, and that was a lot, and I had a career, it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Just get rid of my husband and start all over again. Now, not to say that I regret it. I don't. But now that I look at it, if I can tell my granddaughters, which maybe one day they'll listen to this as adults. Maybe I'll be here, maybe I won't. But I will let my babies know that if you have a husband, before you decide to leave, get your issues worked out. And it'll help you get along with people more better, whether it's a husband or whatever. Because sometimes it don't be them. It be stuff you have built up in you from a childhood. Yeah, like I told you the other day, I was watching that YouTube and the lady was separated from her husband. She done moved out, got an apartment, and she's not divorced. She says she's separated. So that means she's trying to keep on the fence. And she out there now, she's smart. She'll go back and get her some help. Go get her some counseling with somebody that don't know her and her husband and figure out what her issue is, that whatever her husband is doing is irritating her. You know, because sometimes it don't be the other person, it be us and our mommy and daddy issues. And then we figure we get rid of spouses. Or if I could just get rid of that person, it'll make it easier. It's not going to be easier, especially if you the enemy within. You the enemy within. Because after you leave, and you're still going to want somebody. My cousin today, she's 60. She said, nobody wants to die alone. Well, nobody do. But if you don't know how to live with people, because first you got to learn to live with yourself. And then God, when you figure out your God-given purpose, God will send somebody. He'll send the right person. But whatever issue you had in the first relationship, if you don't get that issue resolved, you can't meet nobody else, because you just go, it'll be a cycle going around and around. Yeah, so the story today is just, what if we learn to cleave instead of taking all our energy trying to leave? What if we cleave? Cleave, because if you cleave to your spouse, but you gotta first love yourself enough that when you with your mate, and even if they do crazy, because that's like your kids do crazy stuff when they little, you still love them so much. Just as crazy as a bit, but you still love them. You wouldn't do nothing to get rid of them. And sometimes they said that men, when you go through stuff with them, like sometimes you hear about men cheating or having a baby or whatever on the side, and the wife still takes them back, they grow closer to their wives. They make you closer, because you done been through something with them. That's why we be meeting all these people online. We think because they look good or we look good that we just gonna bond together, but it don't work that way. When you go through think through things with people, that spouse, that's what make you closer. Because sometimes the women cheat, sometimes the women have a baby on the side. And men forgive them, but the men not like us. If they know the wife do that, most time the men forgive them, or they just ignore it like it never happened. But not us women, we run men in the ground. Oh, he ain't no good. Women cheat, women do. I remember a long time ago, I was doing hair in one of my salons, and this lady told me that she had 5 kids, and her middle daughter wasn't her husband's. And her and her husband was married for 50 years. And she said during the course of her marriage, she stepped out on her husband and she got pregnant, and the middle daughter wasn't his. And he still raised the daughter as his own. They had 2 together, and then when they was separated or whatever, she had a daughter, and then him and her and her husband had 2 more kids together. And she said her husband raised the daughter as his own and never said nothing. And her husband, later on, he was married 50 years, he died, but all she talked about is her husband. She couldn't believe her husband was dead. Yeah. So people do bad stuff. Everybody do bad stuff. And if you don't cheat, maybe you gamble. Maybe you don't gamble, but see, as women, we don't talk about this, but we might not cheat, but we run them credit cards up. We in Nordstrom's Rack or at the Goodwill shopping. We do crazy stuff. We might not do the same thing, but everybody got some issue. And you learn to get along with your spouse. But first, learn to get along with yourself, because if you learn to get along with yourself and you're at peace, you can learn to have peace with others. That's why people be single so long, because if you don't ever get your thoughts together and your mind together and what you're supposed to do together, it don't matter who you meet, if you still crazy. But when you get married and you have a husband and y'all work through, both of y'all each crazy. And I had an uncle, his wife was just a Looney Tune, but he loved his wife, Looney Tune and all. And he wouldn't let nobody in the family talk about her. She was loony. But I don't know if she was loony, but she didn't let nobody pick on him, and he didn't let nobody pick on her. And they never told nobody their business. And I don't know if she was on medication or what. But there's a lot of people, spouses be on medication. And they take care of them just as good, and don't talk about them, and let them live a good life and help them get through, and the years just go by. Because all the energy you be using to fight to get away, I'm telling you, years and years go by. Sometimes you still be fighting. Still be fighting. It don't, just getting a divorce don't end it. That's just a piece of paper. And what really hurts, like I said, with us women, we leave them men, and they be so, you be claiming they so low down dirty. But what hurts is when they meet somebody new, and he bring her to Thanksgiving dinner, or you bring her to the kids' graduation. You talking about a hurtful thing. Ain't nothing like it. I don't know how to explain it. So if you can today, learn to get along with your husband. Learn to be nice. And if you have to take a week or 2 off and get away, ask your husband, say, baby, I don't feel too good. I'm not cheating. I just want to get a spa day or get away to find myself. Can you watch the kids? Or I might get my aunt to watch the kids. Or I'm going to get my mom to help you. And just get away and go spa, talk to somebody, get yourself together. Like I said, not necessarily a family member, but a professional help. You know, or go somewhere where people don't know you. And talk. Or you might have a good girlfriend from high school that nobody don't know. Jesus done walked away. I guess it's time for me to get off. Get off the horn. I'm in Washington, D.C. And remember, oh, Jesus. See the Capitol? Can you see the Capitol? Can you see the floor? That's the Capitol. All right. Remember, before you leave, learn to cleave.